I bet you didn't know that our brains are wired for survival. We have evolved to rapidly respond to threats, but this survival mechanism, designed to protect us, can be exploited. Trauma, surveillance, and manipulation tactics like predictive programming can hijack this system. They can keep us trapped in a cycle of fear and reactivity, far removed from our true selves. This video explores the science behind this manipulation. We will delve into how these forces impact our brains and behavior. Understanding these mechanisms is crucial for reclaiming our autonomy and living in alignment with our values. Imagine your brain as a house. This house has different rooms, each with its own unique function. The upstairs rooms are where the thinking happens, filled with books, puzzles, and tools for problem solving. It's a place of logic, reason, and planning. The downstairs, however, is more primal. It's where the basic, instinctual responses reside, like fear, anger, and survival instincts. This part of the house is always on alert, ready to react to any perceived danger. The upstairs is the thinking part, the cortex. This is where we process complex thoughts, make decisions, and solve problems. It's the control center for our higher cognitive functions. It's where logic and reasoning happen. When we are calm and collected, the cortex is in charge, allowing us to think clearly and make rational decisions. The downstairs is the limbic system, responsible for emotions and survival instincts. This part of the brain is ancient and has evolved to keep us safe from harm. It controls our fight, flight, or freeze responses. Limbic hijacking is like a downstairs intruder. Imagine an intruder breaking into your house and taking over the downstairs. This intruder represents a sudden, intense emotional response that can overwhelm the upstairs thinking part of the brain. When triggered by trauma or perceived threats, the limbic system takes over. This can happen in an instant, causing us to react without thinking. Our heart rate increases, our muscles tense, and we become hyper-alert. The intruder slams the door to the upstairs, blocking access to logic and reason. In this state, it's difficult to think clearly or make rational decisions. We are driven by our emotions and instincts. Neuroplasticity refers to the brain's ability to change and adapt. This remarkable feature allows the brain to rewire itself in response to new experiences, learning, and even trauma. Repeated exposure to trauma or stress can rewire the brain. When the limbic system is frequently activated, it can strengthen the neural pathways associated with fear and anxiety, making these responses more automatic. This rewiring makes us hypersensitive to threats, even when they are not real. Our brain becomes conditioned to expect danger, leading to heightened anxiety and stress in everyday situations. Understanding this process is the first step in learning how to manage and mitigate its effects. Trauma leaves an imprint on the brain, like a deep groove in a vinyl record. These grooves are not just metaphorical, they represent the neural pathways that have been deeply etched by traumatic experiences. When we encounter a situation that reminds us of the trauma, our brain's response is almost automatic, replaying the same reactions as if we were still in danger. This is because the brain's primary function is to protect us, and it does so by preparing us to face threats, even if those threats are no longer present. When triggered, the brain replays the trauma response, even if the danger is long gone. This can happen in a split second, with the brain sending signals to the body to react as it did during the original traumatic event. The heart races, muscles tense, and the body prepares for fight or flight. These reactions are often involuntary and can be confusing and distressing for the person experiencing them. They might feel as though they are overreacting or that their body is betraying them, but in reality, it is the brain's way of trying to keep them safe. This can manifest as anxiety, panic attacks, or hypervigilance. Anxiety can make everyday situations feel overwhelming, while panic attacks can come on suddenly and with intense physical symptoms. Hypervigilance, on the other hand, keeps the person constantly on edge, always scanning their environment for potential threats. These symptoms can be exhausting and can significantly impact a person's quality of life. They might avoid certain places or situations that they associate with their trauma, limiting their ability to live fully and freely. For example, a war veteran might jump at the sound of a car backfiring, their body reliving the trauma of explosions. This reaction is not a sign of weakness, but a testament to the brain's powerful ability to remember and respond to past threats. The sound of the car backfiring might be harmless, but to the veteran's brain, it is a signal that danger is imminent. This can lead to a cascade of physical and emotional responses that are difficult to control. Their limbic system, stuck in the past, hijacks their present moment. The limbic system is responsible for our emotional responses and memory formation. When it becomes overactive due to trauma, it can make it difficult to distinguish between past and present. This can result in flashbacks, where the person feels as though they are reliving the traumatic event in real time. These experiences can be incredibly disorienting and can make it challenging to stay grounded in the present. These reactions are not flaws. They are the brain's way of trying to protect itself from further harm. It is important to recognize that these responses are a natural part of the healing process. With the right support and understanding, individuals can learn to manage their symptoms and regain control over their lives. Therapy, mindfulness practices, and support from loved ones can all play a crucial role in this journey. Understanding this is the first step towards healing. By acknowledging the impact of trauma on the brain and body, we can begin to develop strategies to cope with and overcome these challenges. Healing is a gradual process, but with patience and perseverance, it is possible to move forward and find peace. Whether through professional help or personal reflection, taking steps towards healing can lead to a more fulfilling and balanced life. Constant surveillance creates an environment of perpetual threat. The feeling of being watched activates the stress response, keeping the limbic system on high alert. Imagine the anxiety of a prisoner under constant watch. Their movements are restricted, their privacy violated. This chronic stress can lead to paranoia, hypervigilance, and a diminished sense of self. Section 5. Predictive programming. Planting seeds of doubt. Predictive programming is a subtle form of manipulation. It involves planting ideas and images that shape our beliefs and expectations about the future. Think of it like this. You see the same commercial message repeated endlessly. Eventually, you start to believe it, even if it's not true. Predictive programming works similarly, influencing our perceptions and reactions. It can make us doubt our instincts, question our sanity, and accept limiting narratives about ourselves and the world. Section 6. The spiral of self-doubt and obedience. When we are constantly bombarded with fear-inducing messages and surveillance, we become conditioned to obey. Our critical thinking diminishes, and we are more likely to conform to authority, even if it goes against our values. This is because the limbic system, focused on survival, prioritizes immediate safety over long-term well-being. We become more concerned with avoiding punishment than asserting our autonomy. This cycle of self-doubt and obedience can be incredibly difficult to break free from. Section 7. Reclaiming your innate awareness. Despite the powerful effects of trauma, surveillance, and manipulation, there is hope. Our brains are capable of remarkable healing and growth. The first step is awareness. By understanding how these forces operate, we can begin to recognize their influence in our own lives. We can start to differentiate between real threats and conditioned fear responses. This awareness is the foundation for reclaiming our power. Section 8. The path to healing and resilience. Healing from trauma and manipulation is a journey, not a destination. It requires patience, compassion, and a willingness to confront our pain. Therapy, mindfulness practices, and somatic experiencing can help rewire the brain and regulate the nervous system. These practices allow us to process trauma, manage stress, and develop healthier coping mechanisms. Section 9. Breaking Free, a Call to Consciousness. Understanding the science behind limbic hijacking, neuroplasticity, and predictive programming is crucial for our collective liberation. When we are aware of the tactics used to manipulate us, we gain the power to resist them. Limbic hijacking, for instance, is a process where our emotional responses are exploited, often without our conscious awareness. This can happen through media, advertising, and even social interactions. By understanding how our brain's limbic system can be hijacked, we can start to recognize when it's happening and take steps to counteract it. Neuroplasticity, the brain's ability to reorganize itself by forming new neural connections, plays a significant role in this. It means that our brains are not static. They are constantly evolving based on our experiences and thoughts. This adaptability can be a double-edged sword. On one hand, it allows us to learn and grow, but on the other, it makes us susceptible to manipulation. Predictive programming, another tactic, involves conditioning people to accept certain ideas or behaviors through repeated exposure. This can shape our perceptions and beliefs over time. When we understand these mechanisms, we are less likely to fall prey to them. This knowledge empowers us to question the narratives we are fed, to challenge authority, and to reclaim our innate right to autonomy and self-determination. By recognizing the signs of manipulation, we can make more informed decisions and resist being controlled by external forces. This is not just about individual freedom, it's about collective liberation. When more people become aware and start questioning, it creates a ripple effect that can lead to significant societal change. We can break free from their grip and create a world where fear and control no longer dictate our lives. Imagine a society where people are not driven by fear, but by understanding and compassion. A world where critical thinking is encouraged and diverse perspectives are valued. This is the vision we strive for, and it starts with each of us becoming more conscious of the forces at play. By educating ourselves and others, we can build a future where autonomy and self-determination are the norms, not the exceptions.